The last leaf. Many artists live in Greenwich Village in New York City. Sue and John C., two artists, also live there in a studio apartment. Their rooms were at the top of an old building in Greenwich Village. In November, it was very cold, and with it a cold unseen strangers, whom the doctor called pneumonia, stalked the city, touching one here and there with inky fingers. The inky fingers of pneumonia also touched John C. She was very ill, lying in her bed and not moving at all. A doctor visited her every day, but John C. was not getting better. One morning, the doctor spoke to Sue outside Johnny's room. "I can't help her," the doctor said. "It is very sad and he no desires to live. Someone must make her happy again." "What is she interested in?" "She's an artist," Sue replied. "She wants to paint a picture of Bay of Naples." "Painting?" said the doctor. "That won't help her." Sue was distressed by this news and didn't know what to do to help John C. She went into the workroom and cried, and then she was swagged into John C.'s room with her drawing board, whistling ragtime. John C. lying silently in her bed with her face towards the window. Sue stopped whistling, thinking John C. was asleep. Sue arranged her board and began drawing to illustrate a magazine story. As Sue was sketching a figure of hero in Idaho cowboy, she heard a low sound several times repeated. She went quickly to the bedside. John C.'s eyes were open wide. She was looking out the window and counting backwards. 12, she said, and a little later, 11, and then 10, and 9, and then 8, and 7, almost together. Sue looked out the window, wondering what was there to count. There was only a bare, dreary yard to see, and the blank side of the brick house, 20 feet away. Old ivy vane, narrow and decaying at the roots, climbed halfway up the brick wall. The cold breath of autumn had stricken its leaf from the vine until its skeleton breakless clung, almost bare, to the crumbling bricks. "What is it, dear?" asked Sue. "See," said John C. "It's almost a whisper." They were falling faster. 3 days ago, there were almost 100. My head ached when it was counting them, but now it's easy. There goes one. There are only 5 left now. 5 what, dear? Tell me. Leaves on the ivy vine. When the last one falls, I must go too. I've known that for 3 days. Didn't the doctor tell you?" "Oh, I never heard of such nonsense," complained Sue with magnificent scorn. What have old Evie leaves to do with your getting well? Try to sleep, said Sue. I must call Berman up to be my model for the old hermit miner. I'll not be gone a minute. Don't try to move till I come back. Old Berman was a painter who lived on the ground floor of the same building. He was 60 years old and had always dreamed of painting a masterpiece. But unfortunately, till now, he was not able to fulfill his dream. Sue found Berman in his dimly lit up apartment sitting in his chair. She told him of Johnson's condition. Old Berman, with his red eyes plainly streaming, showed his contempt and derision for such idiotic imaginings. Jonesy was sleeping when they were upstairs. Sue pulled the sight down to the window sill and motioned Berman into the other room. In there, they peered out the window fearfully at the Evie find. Then they looked at each other for a moment without speaking. A persistent cold rain was falling, mingled with snow. When Sue awoke from an hour's sleep the next morning, she found Jonesy with dull, wide-open eyes staring at the drowned green sheet. "Pull it out! I want to see," she ordered. In a whisper, barely Sue obeyed. "It is the last one," said Jonesy. "It will fall today, and I shall die at the same time." "Dear, dear," said Sue, leaning her worn face down to the pillow. "Think of me if you won't think of yourself." "What would I do?" But Jonesy did not answer. The leaves stayed on the vine all day. That night there was more wind and rain. When it was light enough, Jonesy commanded that the shade be raised. The Evie leaf was still there. "I've been foolish girl, Sue," said Jonesy. "I want to die, but last leaf stayed on the vine to teach me a lesson. Please bring me some soup now. You know, Sue, someday I hope to paint the Bay of Naples." The doctor visited the girls in the afternoon. "Take good care of your friend," he said. "She is going to get well. Now I have to go downstairs. I have to visit Mr. Berman. He was pneumonia too. I must send him to the hospital." The next day, the doctor said to Sue she was out of danger. "You want nutrition and care now, that's all." In the afternoon, Sue came to the bed where Jonesy lay, contentedly knitting a woolen shoulder scarf. "I have something to tell you, dear," she said. "Mr. Berman died of pneumonia today in the hospital. He was ill only 2 days. The janitor found him the morning of the first day in his room downstairs, helpless with pain. His shoes and clothing were wet through and itchy cold. They couldn't imagine where he had been on such dreadful night. And then they found a lantern still lighted, and lantern that had been dragged from this place, and some scattered brushes, and palette with green and yellow colors mixed on it. And look out the window, dear. at the last ivy leaf on the wall. Didn't you wonder why it never fluttered and moved when the wind blew? Ah, darling, it's Perman's masterpiece. He painted it there the night that the last leaf fell. Pneumonia. Pneumonia.